Damon, what I find crazy is you win the championship in '96, and then Frank Williams doesn't want to re-sign you the following year. How does that happen?
I mean, I raced in '96 under the impression that if I was to win the championship, then they would want to keep me. And that was an error of judgment, really, because plans are made well in advance. And it turns out, I think, that they had already signed another driver. And I hadn't done that well in '95. And I think possibly I'd sort of given them the impression that I wasn't up to winning a championship. So it's possible they took precaution in getting a different driver. They thought they'd have a champion in Jacques Villeneuve, who was my teammate.
Coming from IndyCar.
Yeah. And they were right, he won the championship. But they'd signed up Frentzen. Now, it may be there was some other reason as well, but whatever. By the time I got to halfway through the season and leading the championship, I was told I couldn't, under no circumstances. Well, that's not strictly true. They claim that I could have stayed if I had not asked for so much money, but I never asked for any money. So I had a lawyer who was negotiating for me, and I have no idea what went on in that negotiation because I wasn't involved in it.
So you left that to the lawyer. You weren't. So they said
they could
the
have picked
lawyer
up
was
the phone and
asking.
gone. They could have picked up the phone and said, "Damon, listen, do you want to stay? Because we'd like to keep you." But they didn't do that. They're constantly planning for the future.
You won your World Championship in '96.
Yeah.
How did your life change after that? Was there a noticeable difference in terms of your life overall as, pre-World Champion and then post-World Champion?
There's a huge difference between having been a Formula One driver, having won Grand Prix. There's a big divide, and then there's being a world champion. There's very few world champions. It's the ultimate goal in the sport to become world champion. So to win one of those is something that stays with you, and it
kind of immortalizes you, doesn't it, in the sport? Damon, do you have any regrets regarding your Formula One career?
It wasn't long enough. I didn't start young enough. I'll never know whether I could have had a longer career. I started when I was 32, 33 really, which is very, very late, ridiculous. And I decided to stop when I was 39. I didn't want to be a 40-year-old racing driver, but nowadays that's not seen as such an obstacle.
Yeah, you obviously, you kind of rejected my father and my grandfather, who you've known for so many years. They offered you a drive at Stuart Grand Prix. Tell me about that. Why did you turn that down?
Rejection is quite a strong word, Lucas. I think it was a situation where I would have to have taken a leap into the dark.
Yeah.
It was too unclear exactly what was going to happen.
You went to Jordan. Was it Jordan? No.
No, I think it was. Wasn't it Arrows?
Arrows, maybe. Yeah.
Jordan was a coming team. It was in a position to win.
Yeah.
So it was quite a bit of a no-brainer, frankly. And also they had a 2-year contract. I don't know. I can admit to having been very upset turning down your granddad and Paul and your dad. It actually was a very difficult thing for me to do.